Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is John and this is your Modern Tech Breakdown. Today I'm looking at a possible security vulnerability for developers using generative AI tools. I think it's interesting because it's not a software flaw, it's a rather fundamental architecture workflow consideration. Let's jump into it. All right, so let's review the issue and then talk about what can be done about it. So GitHub has an MCP server that you can use to allow AI models to interact with your code. And the problem occurs when AI models have access to both a private and public repository using MCP. It seems that the AI can be manipulated in certain situations to divulge private information. Let's walk through an example as I think that'll explain the situation more clearly. Imagine you have access to both a public and private repository on GitHub. This would be a pretty common scenario, I think. Obviously, the private repository is going to have information or code in it that you don't want public. That's why you made it private in the first place. And also, let's say that you have allowed the public to submit issues to your public repository. And let's also say that you've connected up the Claude model from Anthropic to both repositories. The problem occurs if you ask Claude to review all issues in the public repository and resolve them. If you don't have your environment set up in a way to review what the AI is doing, your repository could be vulnerable to a malicious issue that causes Claude to divulge sensitive information that it got from accessing your private repository via updates to the public repository. And what's interesting is that this is not a bug. Everything here is working as intended. But the fundamental issue here is that you're giving the AI model sensitive information in the form of access to a private repository and also allowing the public to direct the model by trusting the issues posted to the public repo. Obviously, issues posted by the public should not be trusted by default, but if you do, it's possible that the AI model will divulge sensitive information through code changes. The example shown here is where the AI model divulges sensitive personal information about the author into a README file in the public repository. Here you can see the malicious issue and how the AI responded by divulging private information into the README file. So I think we can call this a generative AI anti-pattern. When you think about it, it's obvious, but it's a bit subtle if you're just going about your day-to-day trying to get your work done. I think it's something that could easily be missed. So how do you avoid this situation? Well, you can buy some tooling to detect and prevent these things. And if you're working in a large team, you may need to do that to ensure compliance with any policies about using generative AI. Obviously, that comes at a cost. If you're an individual developer, you should probably not be committing code to a public repository that has not been thoroughly reviewed to ensure it doesn't contain sensitive information or proprietary code that you don't want to make public. But I think there's a more broad lesson here. As AI does more and more for us, it'll be tempting to trust it with more responsibility and autonomy. I think we're going to uncover unexpected risks and issues as this happens. So I think it's prudent to be cautious, especially with AI-generated content and code. I think a human still needs to review all code generated before it can be trusted. And even reviewing everything is a little hard for me to swallow because, as we all know, the smallest error in code can create enormous problems and vulnerabilities. And asking a person to review tons and tons of AI-generated code makes these small errors easy to miss, so I'm not sure it's really a great solution. But obviously, AI tools are here to stay, and they're only going to get more and more useful, so I think this is going to be a journey as we all figure out how to use these tools safely. But that's all I have on this topic for today. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.